To knit this child's scarf, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to knit for a long time. For the man's scarf, I went about 6 feet. For the woman's scarf, again, I went about 6 feet because I like them long. For this child's scarf, I'll probably go 4.5 to 5 feet. After a while, the cast on hem is hanging all the way down at the floor. So it's not going to put any weight on the knitting, and I need it to put some weight on the knitting. So what I do is I'm going to roll it up. I just kind of unroll the knitting because knitting does tend to roll. And I roll it up. I'm rolling the knitting as I go. Take one of my clothespins and pin one side of this. Take another clothespin, pin the other side of it, and that'll hold. And it'll exert some weight all across the knitting so that it knits well. You may have to do that 2 or 3 times as you work on this scarf. Here I am joining another ball of yarn. I'm just hanging a clothespin on it, setting it in the carriage, bringing it over close to the needles, and then letting go so they're slack. Oops, clothespin caught. And that's all there is to it. The yarn will be tighter coming out of the new ball, so of course I'll have to pull out some slack yarn each time. And I'm going to keep knitting and put another half a foot or more onto the length of the scarf. When I'm sure that the scarf is long enough, I'm going to unthread the carriage and pull out 5 or 6 yards so that I can single crochet across without any worries that I might run out of yarn. And then I'm going to take this knitting off on some of this scrap yarn. And again, I'm going to knit about 8 rows of scrap yarn so that this can come off. Now with a little practice you can feed from the floor the way I'm doing. I've cut the yarn and I've unthreaded the carriage. But before I take this off the machine, I want to do something so that I can do the decorative stitch on it. What I'm going to do is take the 3rd and 4th stitches from each edge and bring them all the way out to hold position. Do this on each end. And then I'm going to count 6 needles and bring the next 2 out. On the other side, 3, 6, and bring 2 out. 3, 6, and bring 2 out. And on the adult scarves, which are 46 stitches wide, you would have one more group of 6 and 2 to get across. Then what you do is you push these needles back because this knitting is going to unravel down here. You don't have to unravel it now, but you can unravel it some if you like. It'll unravel a little ways just because of the weight that's on it. And that can be unraveled more later. What I'm going to do is go across with no yarn, which drops the whole thing off the machine. And now I'll show you how we do the finishing, the pretty stitch that's latched up. After taking a few minutes to get all of the clothespins off of this thing, what I want to do now is get this cast on hem off. So I'm grabbing the piece of elastic thread and I'm just pulling gently to one side. And it does tend to break. This is a consumable thing, but you can get more of this at the fabric store. So now the knitting is off of the comb. And then the edge that has the unraveled mess, that's where we want to start for a decorative stitch. The tool for this job is included in your Ultimate Sweater Machine kit. It's this tool that is a transfer tool on one end and a latch tool on the other. And what I'm going to do is put the wrong side up, And I'm going to start at the end where I've got the yarn starting to unravel, and I'm going to unravel down to the main color. I don't do anything with the crocheting extra yarn yet, but I unravel down to the main color, and what I do is take this tool, insert it in the knitting, 1, 2, pick out 2 loops. Then put the tool in the wrong way and twist it all the way around. You only have to twist at the very beginning of this process. Then you pick out 2 more loops, and using the latch you pull 2 through 2, and then pick out 2 more loops, latch those through, 2 more, latch them through. Now this little bit of hand tooling takes a little bit of time, but it adds a great deal to the appearance of your finished product, and it eliminates a lot of the rolling that you get with any kind of stockinette stitch. So I'm going to latch the entire length of this piece, and you can see it goes pretty quickly, and it's a pretty stitch. I'm going to do that not just here 2 stitches from the edge, but at the next spot over here. I don't just do it along the edge, I'm going to do it at each of these spots where I drop the stitches. So here's the next spot over, and I'm going to pick these out, unraveling 2 stitches, and the first 2 I get the loop and I twist the first one. Then I bring 2 through 2 and 2 through 2 and 2 through 2, and I just work my way on down. I can pick them out and pull them through as I go. It goes pretty quickly, and it really is attractive on the scarf. After I've done my latching, I have to finish each end because, you know, we didn't bind off or cast on with a closed cast on. So what I'm going to do is insert the crochet hook in a loop, yarn over, and single crochet, although that first one all I can really do is a chain, and then poke in the next loop, pull a loop through, and single crochet, and then on the next one actually poke into the middle of the decorative chain stitch detail and single crochet there, and then the next one into the loop and single crochet there. I'll work my way across and then remove the waist knitting and show you how that edge looks. Now I'm finishing up this edge by pulling out the waist yarn. And this is what that crocheted edge looks like before I do any blocking. I'm going to block this lightly with steam to get rid of some of the curl. Now let me show you how these scarves turned out.